people, guess what I got? I have received my final versions, primary, final, whatever it is, but I've got the perfumer live here. You see that face right there? Her name is Tracy.
Perfumer, Rafi.
Well, she's on. We are going to explore our new Bubble Crush fragrances today. And you guys are going to see my live reaction, which she's sweating. Because why? Because she knows that I have a very bad reaction first and then have love affair, right?
Yep, you're a hard critic.
Yeah. In the beginning, I'm like, ew, and then I love it. So, take notice that my first reaction is, when it's bad, it's so-so. When it's great, it's definitely good. So, here we are. She sent me 6 different fragrances. We have the Pink Prosecco. We have the Red Currant Crush. We have the Mango Tango. We have the, what was this called? Coconut?
Cocoa.
Grass coconut or
Palm,
something.
Green cocoa palm.
And then Bumblebee Yellow or something. I forget. What is it called? I forget. We got so many projects going on, but these are...
It's on your labels when you open your box.
So,
and I will tell you, I sent you 2 sets. One for burn and one for cold, so you know.
Oh. So, burn, by the way, there's 2 ways you smell a fragrance. When it's not burnt, you go like this. When there's no fire here, you smell it. That's called a cold throw. And then when you're burning it, that's a warm throw. A little bit different. So that's what she's referring to. Tracy from Givaudan, right? Is that how you pronounce it? Givaudan?
You say it better than I do, yeah.
So here is the opening. You see, FedEx has not been opened yet. Right, Tracy? You see that? So I'm going to be a little... Oh, Siri is trying to listen to me. You see? Anyway, let's continue on. I'm going to be messy, and I'm going to throw the what do you call it, on the floor?
Packing peanuts.
The packing peanuts on the floor. Oh, you sent me 3 sets of everything, right? Or you don't know?
No, 2 sets.
2 sets of everything? Okay.
Yeah.
2 sets of everything.
It just comes. You're gonna have to use scissors because they make it Fort Knox.
So here's the thing that happens, people. There's 2 ways to do fragrance. First, you do the fragrance, you fall in love with the fragrance, and then you develop the candle. Or you develop the theme, and the perfumer, them, work in reverse and say, Rafi, for your Red Currant Crush, this is the fragrance that we came up with because I wrote to her what I'm looking for. So there's 2 ways to do it. So either way, like when Coco Chanel did it, if you remember, she gave the perfumer hell because she knew exactly what she wanted and she said no to a million things, and then the first time she landed it, the perfumer landed it, she was like, that's the one. Why? Because she knew what she wanted, which is the same thing here. I know what I want. I want a green, grassy note. So it's her job to understand what I want and listen and then translate, which is the real difficult part, which is I cannot open this. Hang on a second.
I told you they're very hard to open.
Very hard to open. Why? Because they want to be careful that it arrives to me in a manageable way. Unbreakable way. So I'm still opening this shit. Okay. Ooh, Red Currant Crush is your first one, which is color-wise is my favorite color. Red is always my favorite color because I write everything. My Sharpie, I got a million Sharpies in the office. They're all red. Red is my favorite color, people. Why? It's the blood. I love the blood color.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so look, I'm going to throw it out, which is not normal for me. Okay, so here we got the Red Currant Crush and the Yellow Bumble. But I'm going to do the Red Currant Crush. Or should I open them all? No.
Well, no, this one, and I can tell you what we did with this one was we wanted it to obviously have that cassis currant note at the top, but we did add a little bit of a green piece in there, so you know it's like a leafy note. It has a nice floralcy at the core, so we added some rose and some jasmine in there, and then we went a little woody at the base. So when you burn it, it's that combination where you're getting that really tart berry at the top, but it does have this nice round floralcy and woody note to kind of finish it off.
So you see, guys, here's the thing. Always perfuming is a collaboration because no matter what I say, a perfumer has their own identity as well. So they try to make, embellish on the fragrance in a way that they think is relevant for today. And then they also see the visuals that I'm doing, and they embellish on the visuals. Not only that, they're also cognizant of the grouping. So, you know, the grouping has to match as well. So it's six different fragrances. But from a perfumer's perspective, they've got to be able to tell a story. And the story, as Tracy was saying right now, they don't go a single note. They go deep. They go, you know, fragrance is storytelling, but it's very personal too. See, I never throw stuff like this on the floor. Coming ever. Okay, this is going to be my last one to open, and Tracy said there's 2 of them in each, so we're going to end up putting a set aside. And which one do you want me to start with, Tracy?
You could start with the red currant because we've already talked about that, and this is, you know, I wanted to make sure, you know, we talked about different ways to cover a collection. You need to have your fruity. Always red berry is very important, because that is one of the more popular
red berry
nuances. Yeah, it's a red berry.
Okay.
That currant. This is a tartar red berry. It's not like strawberry. This goes really tart, more grapefruit. So you always want to make sure you cover red berry because it is one of the most well-liked olfactive directions. I mean, when you think of something like a Diptyque Bay, or you even get into like a Trap red currant, they kind of have that in their collection because those are really well-liked.
Okay, let's pause here for a second, people. Do you recognize the dialogue that's going on? She's got a mental library of everything that's on the market. Not only that, it's like a boxer who studies their competition all day so that when the punches are coming in, they know what to do with it. She does that every single day. That's her job, really, to know all the nuances of the market. And then when she's describing it referencing what we as consumers have been accustomed to smelling out on the market, because those are how you pivot and communicate, because that particular fragrance by that particular company, it's already well known.
Correct.
Somebody's smart.
I try. I live and breathe candles, Rafi.
Okay, so I have put them in order. Red currant is going to be the first one, and let's do red currant again one more time before I smell it. The notes. Okay. What am I supposed to smell when I smell this?
So when you initially open it, you're gonna get that currant cassis note. So it is going to be that tart grapefruit cassis, but at the core of the fragrance, what we did, the perfumer added some nuances of rose and jasmine.
Okay.
Rose works really well with cassis, and that's one of the things that you definitely need is to round out the fragrance, because otherwise it would be too harsh. So rose works really well with cassis, so the perfumer made sure to add that in. And then we wanted to give it a level of sophistication because we do look at your line as more of a luxury brand. So in the base notes, the dry down notes, the perfumer made sure to add in some woody fragrances or woody nuances because they wanted to make sure that it had this level of sophistication when you burned it as well.
Well, let's
so
go back to
you're getting this really round fragrance.
I'm really glad you said something very special, which is what came across, I guess, from the past to you. Always in my candle, sort of when we write up and when I talk to the perfumers, I'm always saying, don't think we're not only candle makers, but every fragrance that I do, the person out there who knows nothing about me, the first time they smell it, they should always reference it as a perfume, which is what you already,
yes.
She already said that. So can I go and smell this now?
Yes, go ahead, smell it. I want to see what you think about the fragrance.
I'm smelling. I am just relaxing now. It's been 9 minutes of conversation. Who the heck is going to listen to all this?
Well, you might have to cut it down.
That's okay. I think this is on point. I think this is really on point.
And it burns really well. I made sure to burn all of these again to just make sure that we got, the right direction for your company.
So here's guys, the red currant, which is this. It's a she does have the rose in there as well.
I mean, you can even call that out because it does come through pretty well.
Yeah, it does actually. You can smell that when it's punching you. First thing it's punching is the currant, cassis currant, and then it also has the rose. The rose is coming through. This is a winner.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change a thing in this because I think this is a winner. So, touche. You've done well.
Thank you.
It's not
I try.
Okay, so that's, Red Currant Crush is a winner. So we're going to go to the next one. The next one is, which one do you want me to do next? Which one you got open there?
And by the way, for the record, Orange Tango Mango, just because I know your lovely friends in the office were curious as to what this would go like in the direction. So, again, mango can be very polarizing. It can go very sour. So what we wanted to do with this one here was we wanted to have a combination. So what we did was we did true mango, and we used one of our mango accords that we have that was created from true mango notes. So it was headspace analysis that was done there. Combined it with a really, really juicy mandarin piece. It has a hint of currant in there as well, just a tiny bit to give it this little tartness. It does have a beautiful floral seat at the core. It's a white floral, this one. So again, you're going to start with mandarin, you're going to get mango, you're getting this white floral seat, and then at the bottom it goes a little creamy and a little bit of this nice, it's not sweet, sticky vanilla, but it's very creamy vanilla, more like a lactonic note of vanilla, just to kind of make it a rounded fragrance. And again, in the burn, just so it carries really, really well.
Did you guys ever think that a person who can talk this much about one fragrance, did you ever think that there's so much depth? It proves a point. It's not take a thing and just throw it in and then be done with it. It's well thought out. It is reason. There's a logic behind why something is being done. So all that she said, touche, by the way, again, I'm going to smell it.
Yeah, and again, thinking on, just to go back to it, citrus fragrances are very popular as well, especially in home fragrance. Sometimes citrus fragrances are very difficult to work with because of the flash off, meaning that the citrus notes immediately go away and you get to that core and dry down. So in order for that not to happen, we make sure we round it out. So this has that mango piece in it, that tropical piece. So tropical citruses do really well, and I definitely thought it was something you had to have in the line. Again, there's a lot of references on the market. You could look at even going to the Volcano, that they do that citrus piece in there with a combination of some berry notes, and this again has that red currant piece in there. So you kind of look at what's on the market and exploring that direction and just trying to see what else we can do to kind of jazz it up. And the perfumer that worked on this really kind of captured that well.
By the way, just to clean up a conversation, when she says a flash, musky fragrances last very long. Citrus fragrance comes and disappears. It's very difficult to get a very long-lasting citrus fragrance. That's what she's referring to.
Correct.
Flash means disappear, like Mr. Flash Gordon. Hold on. Oh, you nailed this one.
And it's not basic, so I want you to
It's not basic. Oh, you nailed this one.
And I told you,
this is so appropriate.
That mango piece is beautiful.
I love the tangerine in there too.
Yep, it's a really, really juicy mandarin. And then, like I said, that mango is not sour. It's true mango. Right at the time of cutting mango, that's the note you're getting.
Yeah, it's not a ripe mango. It's just it's not a ripe.
It's not over-ripened.
Right,
it's that perfectly ripe mango. Over-ripened mango can go really bad, and that's what you get a lot of times in mango fragrances.
By the way, guys, this is the type of conversations we have all the time. And we're 15 minutes into it, and we got to number 2. You've nailed number 2 as well, the orange. You've nailed the orange. This by Orange, you're going to love this. It is beautifully executed, really beautifully executed. You guys must have been really working on this super hard.
Yeah, I told you, because you brought the collection to me. I was very inspired by it. Again, this is a passion I have, and I really wanted to make sure we captured it properly. So I worked with a great team on this project, and everybody's pretty excited about it here.
And it's fun. It's like spring.
Mm-hmm.
I think I showed you. Did you go to Ralph Lauren and see their spring collection? I mean, it's
you sent me some information. I haven't been to any of the stores that carry it yet.
It's insane. I had no clue, but this is the color palette for, by the way. Anyway, what's the next one?
Okay, I'm going to suggest you go to the Green Cocoa Palm, and the reason I'm suggesting that is because we just smelled something in that tropical space, but this is a little bit different direction with tropical. Coconut And again, coconut can be very sticky sweet, but we didn't want to go that way. Again, adding this level of sophistication, we wanted to make sure that we went coconut, but again, more luxury coconut. And the reason we did that is because we know that coconut is so popular. Actually, coconut is one of the #1 trending ingredients in home fragrance.
Now?
We know it's a driver, yes, currently, and it is a driver of liking. And what that means is we know we can add coconut to almost any fragrance without calling it out, and people will like it better with it than without it.
And
so
by the
we
way,
consider those drivers of liking. So this one here has a really watery coconut piece to it. It's a very green, palmy, leafy note at the top with a hint of citrus, and then it goes into this beautiful creamy coconut, but not sticky sweet.
By
It
the way,
has some lychee in there.
sticky, she's referring to, in professional terms, cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean,
Yeah,
some people
no?
enjoy those fragrances,
Oh,
and
they
there's
do?
a place for them. I don't think that when I think of Thompson Perrier, I do not think of
Point.
that
That's my
sticky note
point.
as being something
Yeah.
that would work well for your
Right.
client.
We're not what do you
So-
call it? We're not non-perfume. We're perfuming. Okay, so can I try
Yeah.
this? Well, thank you. She's done it.
Smell it, and again, you're going to get this really nice milky piece at the bottom. So smell this, and this has sandalwood in it as well.
Oh.
And the sandalwood burns
So-
so nicely. It comes up really nicely in the bottom when you burn it.
And by the way, I have probably 4 candles burning here. We've got oils that are being tested. So for me to smell this in a cold throw is pretty amazing. By the way, okay. So here we go. This is for the green, okay, and it's called the green cocoa palm. Okay, here
Yeah.
we are. This does not. This smells very smooth. When I
Yeah,
say
no,
it
it's
doesn't,
very
it
well
doesn't-
rounded. Like I said, it
I
does
think
have
the
a hint of
name
citrus
doesn't
at the
do it
top.
justice. The name doesn't do
Mm-hmm.
it justice. Here's what I'm trying to say. Green Cocoa Palm is not a sophisticated name. It's just a very straightforward name. But the fragrance is super sophisticated.
Yeah, no, because there's bamboo in there. There's
Wow.
coconut in there. It has a little bit of grapefruit and some rhubarb notes in there. So, I mean, just getting into different levels of the fragrance. Again, this one is very beautiful, and it's not gourmand. It's not sticky. It's not sweet, but you're still capturing that coconut space.
Wow. Tracy. I mean, really. I thought I was going to be like, ew, on everything.
Hey,
Hey,
I
you
told
see,
I worked on
she
this
kills me.
myself with the team. Like, I was super involved in this selection.
I can't, wow. The coconut is so nicely, like, rounded out here. It is so nicely rounded out. With, wow, the base notes are great, too. Wow, bravo.
Yeah, no, and when you burn it, I'm telling you, you get this really nice milky sandalwood. So it's a very creamy sandalwood piece, and the burn is amazing on this one. I actually love the burn better than I like the cold throw.
See, guys? So, 3 to 3 so far.
Okay.
Bravo.
So moving on, we are going to go to a tough one.
Which is what?
And the reason I say tough is because you call it yellow bumble honey, and honey is very polarizing. So what I did here was I definitely wanted honey in it because that's what the color represents. But what we did, and the perfumer did such a good job, and I was so impressed with this, and I was so excited when I smelled it because I even liked it, and I can tell you honey for me is not popular, but they added saffron.
Oh.
They added an orchid note to it. So it has a vanilla orchid note in there. It has ginger in there, like a ginger flower piece.
Wait, hold on one second. Guys, the saffron, ounce by ounce, is more expensive than anything else on the planet.
Yeah.
By the way.
This has a really nice saffron accord in it. It's beautiful.
Saffron is more expensive by the ounce than gold.
Yeah.
Correct?
And and this will be the most gourmand direction that you'll have, but even this is not gourmand because you have that nice spicy saffron piece in there. I mean, I was so impressed with this fragrance because I just felt for honey, if I was going to buy a honey, this would be the honey I would buy.
Let's go for it. Let's try it. Hold on. You are out of your mind, by the way. It is slick.
I tell you, I mean,
This
and
is
again,
slick. You have created a beautiful. I'm not kidding you. You know me.
I
Like
know,
last
this
time
is-
she
I- you know what I love
last
out
time
of the
she
office?
cried because I. Last time she cried.
know what?
Oh my God.
But Rafi, you know what I said on Friday? I have my marketing manager, Nina, that works really closely with me. And I walked to her desk and I was like, I am so good at and I used a really proper term there, but I'm so good at my job. I was like, I am so good at my job. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, smell these fragrances.
Oh my God.
And I
these
just,
are awesome.
again, of course, it's a team of us that work on them. And I just felt like this collection was just, I had so much fun with it. I'll just say that.
Wow. Tracy, like really, it is so smooth. It is so beautiful. It's so silky. I smell the honey, by the way. I do smell the honey.
You do. You get honey.
Smell the honey.
There is that honey piece in there. But that saffron really carries it and rounds it. And then that floral seed. And it's not your basic florals. You're getting vanilla orchid. You're getting ginger flower in there. So again,
it's not like it's a melon honey. It's not like melon honey, you know? It's really like a honey, you know, like you put your nose in the wax and then you layer everything else on top of it.
Yeah. And I will tell you, burning this one,
wow.
I even felt I was like, wow, this is so strong. Because again, I'm always afraid that some of these fragrances that have a little bit softer, like base and core, might go a little. But this one is a powerhouse in burn, a powerhouse.
Guys, I cannot tell you that she's now doing. Today is the best performance to date ever of any perfumer. Right? Of any perfumer. Like, it's never like this.
I mean, there are different perfumers that have done all these fragrances.
No, but wait a second. It's never like this.
Evaluation process, the selection process.
But wait a second. Tracy, it's never like this. It's never like you open one and you say, I love it. It's always like, can you tweak this and can you tweak that? Isn't it that way always?
It is, and that's why I was so happy with this collection. And that's why I asked you to call me when you were opening them, because I knew you were going to love these fragrances. I just knew it. I really...
By the way, this is not the toughest one. This is really
honey. The reason I said that is honey is the toughest direction you asked me to go in. Wow. And honey was the one I was most concerned about. The others I knew that we would get pretty good, if not perfect. This one I was concerned about.
I love what she's done. Next one.
Okay, we're going to go to the Pink Prosecco Punch.
Woo! So this is, by the way,
the reason I wanted to do this again.
Pink Prosecco, by the way, wait. This is the Pink Prosecco. I think this color, number one, is out of this world, isn't it? Look at this.
Yeah, no, it's just a fun color. I mean, I'll use it. My daughters will want one in their rooms, so the whole house will have one of those for sure.
Time out. Every time we do a fragrance, I have to send a bunch to her. So I don't know how much of my fragrances do you have? Like 1 million of them. Okay.
My whole house. And do you want to know something? I send a lot of business your way because of this, so you should be happy.
Thank you. Okay. Pink Prosecco. Tell me about Pink Prosecco.
Okay, so we wanted to have that champagne Prosecco note in there, so it does have that effervescent piece at the top, so it's a little bit of that fizziness. Which is kind of introduced by citrus. So people wonder where we get that fizziness from, and citrus plays a big role in that. What the perfumer also did, again, to not make it too sticky sweet, we added a marine watery piece at the top. So again, you're getting this really nice, clean freshness at the top. And then we went into passion fruit at the core. So that's where we got that pink note from. So it's a combination of passion fruit and lychee. And lychee. I always say that wrong. I apologize. And then what we did at the bottom was it has a iris piece in there. So iris can go, again, a little powdery, a little old-fashioned. But what they did was they did this to kind of warm it up.
Wait, I dropped the phone. Sorry, guys. No, I just dropped the phone. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put it back. Sorry, guys. I dropped the phone. Sorry. But go ahead.
It's okay. So they put an iris piece in there, and then there's sandalwood, cedarwood. So you're, again, rounding it out with some of these warmer pieces at the bottom.
So am I allowed to smell it? So
yes, you can smell it. And there is one thing I wanted to mention. There is a note in there, and I'm wondering if you're going to pick it up, because when I smelled it, I didn't mention it yet. So I want to see if you pick up what the note is, just because it's quite interesting and how the perfumer kind of added it in there. So
here goes.
Here goes.
You've got wine in here too.
So what they did was they add a pear. It's a pear apple accord. It's pear with apple.
Oh,
and
yes.
the reason we did that, because apple, again, is a driver of liking. So what they wanted to do with that tropical piece at the core, with that pink passion fruit and lychee, how do you say it? Lychee, was they added this apple piece in there as a driver of liking.
What was it that you said it was a little powdery?
So that's at the base. That's the iris note. You're not going to get that when you're smelling it. In the burn, even, you don't get it a lot. But it was added in there to kind of round out because it's so powerful at the top. So the top and mid are just these big, powerful notes. And to round it out, they did sandalwood, cedarwood, a little bit of this iris piece in there. So again, to round it out. So this one here, again, kind of can go effervescent. So, that kind of flashes off easily.
Right. The effervescent, like if you think of a summer day, right?
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's a summer cocktail. You're sitting out there.
That's exactly what this is. That's what this is. This is like a summer. You're in the shade. You just poured the prosecco, and then it got to your nose. The bubbles are coming in, and you're smelling that's exactly what you're smelling.
Yep, and that's why I said that apple piece in there is just again added to kind of give it this driver of liking, kind of that winey piece, like you said, because prosecco does go a little bit wine-like. So they added that in there, and I was wondering if you'd pick it up.
I didn't pick up. Now I know.
You said wine.
Wine.
You said wine.
I said wine.
Again,
why? Because prosecco, by nature, is an alcohol-based type of drink, right?
Yeah, it's a sparkling wine.
It's a sparkling wine. So the pear. I can't say it hit me first. What hit me was the prosecco, which is a drinkable.
That effervescent.
Effervescent.
Piece,
That's what hit me. I have zero complaint. This is beautiful, by the way. This is really...
And that one is a fun fragrance. Like I had, when me and Nina were smelling them, we were kind of going back and forth, and we were just like, this is just so much fun for taste. I wanted it to be fun.
This is great. Awesome.
So I did save my favorite for last, by the way.
This is a bubbly, by the way. This is a bubbly. Good job. Okay. Your favorite for the last?
And when I say this, we wanted to do something for that grayish ashy color that you're kind of capturing. And one of the things we know that with a lot of the luxury brands, I mean, every single one of them, from your Diptyques to your Voluspas to, everyone in between, Nest, etc., they all have rose. And rose has become an ingredient that kind of comes in and out of favor, but people always like it. So we didn't want it to be this old-fashioned rose. We wanted to be more of a modern, sophisticated rose. So what we did was we took rose, we put spice in it. So it has pepper, it has pink peppercorn.
Smart.
But then at the base, at the middle, with that rose note, you're getting olibanum and patchouli. So it's going to go a little bit kind of like earthy is the best way to put it. This really nice, rosy, earthy piece. And then at the bottom, it's a sandalwood and birch. And when I tell you this is so sophisticated for a rose, I would wear this on my skin. And the burn on this is beautiful. And again, I don't really go floral in the house with fragrances, but this one here, because it's so spicy and woody with the floral, it's just done beautifully. And I think the perfumer did an amazing, amazing job on this.
Well, I will tell you this. I did not expect that bouquet for this color. What do you say to that?
And the reason I did, again, because I wanted to capture that ember piece, and I thought the best way to do it without going too tar, burnt, fireside was to add something that I knew people would like, which is that rose piece.
Okay,
so again, you had to round out your collection. You needed a really strong floral, and I think rose would be the best direction for that. And again, I didn't want to go old-fashioned. So the perfumer worked with me really well here to give you something spicy, woody, with that rose piece in there. So it's not overly rose either, but it's just this fine, sophisticated floral. And again, I just thought, I'm surprised this is my favorite in the collection because I love them all. And this is not something I typically would put in the house. But I think this is such a great color to have in the collection. I think it works.
Well, gray, by the way, is kind of like the black sheep of the crowd but I guarantee you the gray is going to be ultimately the safe bet because everything else is so loud. So that's always in a crowd. You need something that's a stabilizer, which is this color.
Yeah.
As far as color.
And again, the direction is very different from the others.
Right.
The others are really bright and bold. This one, I would say, is more muted, more, fine fragrance driven, if I had to explain it a little better. But again, I just felt, and again, gray works in anybody's house.
All right, so
you can always find a spot for it. So I thought,
is it time for me to
that
try
ashy
this?
gray is perfect for this fragrance.
Tracy, can I try this now?
You can. I'm curious to see what you think. This was Nina's favorite as well, and I was very surprised.
Wow, this is not just rose. This has got the ash in it. Like you delivered.
I told you it captures everything.
Wow, this is like
and that's why I said it's rose.
Let me tell. It's
but there's
rose.
so many other things.
I smell like leathery fragrance too. Where is
animalic?
Huh?
Mm-hmm. There's birch tar in it, so it's giving you that.
It's a muskier rose.
Oh yeah, it's a
huge muskier rose
at the bottom. Yeah, I mean musk is pretty much in everything, but this is definitely the only one that doesn't lead by the top notes.
Yeah, no, this is
the one that definitely leads by the mid and base notes. Out of the rest, they're very bright, like I said, and
this would actually fit in some billionaire's home that's got a library that has been around for a little bit, and he's used his wife has come in with the very floral fragrance. He's been burning the fireplace. His leather couch is there. He's like all that library.
Well, I will tell you that one of the things we talked about with this was we didn't want it to be a feminine rose.
No, this is
so
not.
So when I say that, it is, and we talked about that because we're just exploring Rohat and how he did rose for a man and how men's notes aren't very traditional anymore and vice versa. So we wanted to go, and I would describe this as very gender neutral, of course, that I think they all are. But this one here is very masculine with a really traditional feminine note, which is the rose.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't know which one is better than the other one because each is actually bullseye.
Very different.
Bullseye to the color, the storytelling of the color, yet you were able to wrap everything up in a beautiful, like, I would be surprised if anyone wouldn't buy the whole set.
Honestly, I'll tell you something. I actually had the lab make me up a set of these because I love them so much, and I want to.
Wow.
I mean, again, we burn test them in our booths here, but I want to actually burn them in my environment, in my home, to just see how they play out in the house because I just thought they were really great. So,
Tracy, I cannot tell you, and you guys know.
Did I do a good job?
Oh my God! You you knocked it out of the park. 3 on base and not. I know nothing about sports, but I do know this term: 3 on base and a home run. You called everyone in. Wow.
Yeah, no, and again, like I said, I had an amazing team to work with on this project, and then my project manager is always my last person that I go, okay, tell me I'm not crazy. These are amazing. And
the
she was
Orange
like,
Tango,
oh my God,
by the way,
these are so good.
Orange Tango punches you in the face.
And I cannot wait until our girl smells that.
That thing punches you in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the red currant is stunning. It's really stunning, and I can't believe
it's not basic at all.
I can't believe how you interpreted the gray though. I cannot believe. That's my surprise. I want you to know. That's a surprise.
And I will tell you, for me, I had a little bit because I was like, for gray, you can go in a lot of directions. But I was like, I still want it to have a story. I still want it to, kind of fit with what's trending, what's necessary for the collection. You have tropical, you have citrus, you have, really bright. So I went a little different because this is the one that's the standout.
Tracy, Givaudan. Well, let me say it another way. Tracy is the one who's curating it all, and she has the team who can execute on her thinking. So. Hats off. I'm shocked that I didn't have to work phase 2. Because normally that's what happens. It's like 20 times, no. And sometimes it takes me a whole year. This is the one and only that on round 1, I'm okay, perfect. Not okay. I'm super excited about every single one of these. Literally, we send stuff back like, you know, with a letter that says, I just puked. Sometimes, right?
I can't wait to see your reaction on the burn, though. That, for me, I'm curious as well, because I loved the burn. I mean, like I said, there was actually, I think the rose and the honey were probably my two favorite on the burn as well. Like, I was super surprised and super happy with the burns.
So, by the way, guys, my orange blossom, it's Trace. She's the one who did it for me, which I think is out of this world, because for the fragrance, which is going to launch soon, not subject